Hey guys, Welsknight here, bringing you another brand new episode of DesignTech, and in today's episode, we're going to be doing some exploring. I'm kind of in search of a new place to build, so I've been kind of branching out a little bit. We're kind of heading off in this direction, where the castle is right about here, and our main base is right about here, so I'm kind of flying around. I'm looking for a landscape that inspires me, and I haven't really found one yet. We've got these lovely extreme hills and everything, but I already built a castle in the extreme hills. I kind of want to find something else. And I do have a couple things on my mind that I kind of want to talk about. So this is going to be a little bit more of a talky episode than a doey episode. We're not going to be really doing a whole lot as far as, building and things like that, but we're going to be exploring, and I do have, I think, something to talk about that a lot of you may relate to and may think about. It's kind of a life thing. So, as many of you know, I'm in the military in the United States. In fact, at the time that this video comes out, I'm actually gone for military stuff. I'm off away at a school learning how to be better at my job, basically. Or more accurately, getting a piece of paper that says I know how to do the job that I've been doing for quite a while. But I digress. In the military, I am a non-commissioned officer. That means that I am a sergeant. I am a kind of a junior leader. In the Army, the way that it works is that the officers, like your captains and your generals and stuff, they're the ones that give the orders, and then the non-commissioned officers like myself make sure that those orders actually are carried out. It's the NCOs that actually make the Army run, which is why in the creed that I'm going to talk about in a moment, we're known as the backbone of the Army, because without us, the Army would not function. But anyway, there's a creed that belongs to the core of non-commissioned officers. A creed, for anyone who is not familiar with the term, is basically a statement of beliefs, a statement of values. And there's this wonderful creed that we have to memorize, but more importantly, we live by it. Some more than others, of course. But it's something that I've reflected on a great deal over the years, and it's something that I've kind of incorporated into many aspects of my life. Hello, gold. I'll take you. Why not? Free gold. Gold is hard enough to come by that it's actually worth picking up when you find it in gravel form. But anyway, the creed. Creed of non-commissioned officers. I think it's one of those things where somebody wrote down and someone wrote down and did a very good job of what I've kind of thought myself on my own for years, even before I actually became a non-commissioned officer. So I'm going to talk about the creed a little bit, and I think there's a lot of the creed, a lot of aspects to the creed that translate very directly to life outside of the military. Yes, it's written for the non-commissioned officers like myself, but really, it translates to life. It's written about life. It's written about anyone in any sort of leadership role, anyone on the face of the earth, I think, can take something out of the creed. So I'm going to talk about some of it. I'm not going to talk about every aspect of it, especially the aspects that are more military related. But there are a couple highlights. So the creed starts off and says, "No one is more professional than I." And professionalism, there are many definitions for professionalism, depending on your background and what that word draws to mind. But in the military is not really a business. It's not a profitable organization that makes, that is focused on making money. The military, in the military, professionalism is far more about the way that you carry and present yourself. It's about respect. It's about integrity. It's about honor, more than it is about the graph charts that show how much your profits have increased. Hello, Craig Biome. Ooh. This might be a fun place to build. We might do something here. It's still very extreme hillsy, but lots of cool little ins and outs. We might be able to do something with this. Okay, so Craig Biome is an option. Anyway, professionalism. Professionalism is about how you carry yourself. Look at those chunk load errors. This is what happens when you use the same world save and you update a mod pack several dozen times. Oh, man. Professionalism is about how you carry yourself, how you present yourself, and how you treat other people. So I have always tried to make my channel as professional as possible. I've made sure that everything on the graphics side looks presentable. I've always treated people with respect, and I will always continue to do so. I try to keep, well, I don't just try to keep, I do keep swearing and profanity out of my videos. Not because swearing and profanity bother me. I don't think there's very many people who have served in an infantry unit at some point in their life and are horribly taken aback by profanity. With that said, I keep it out of my videos because there's a time and a place for certain things, and on YouTube for the world to see, when playing a game such as Minecraft that is enjoyed by people of ages from 3 to 83, I don't think profanity is something that's needed. I don't think it serves a good purpose of any... I don't think it serves a purpose. It doesn't serve a function. It doesn't do anything. It just sets a bad example. And that's part of the professionalism that I value. Moving on farther into the creed and going... And actually, you know what? Let's talk a little bit more about professionalism. Let's talk about how professionalism can relate to you. Because many of you probably do not serve in the military, and most of you probably never will serve in the military, and that's perfectly fine. A jungle biome. We have not yet found a jungle biome. Hello, jungle saplings and new resources. I will take you right now. Lumber axe. Where are you? There you are. Hello. Ow. Ow. Stinging nettles. Stop it. Stop it. Ouch, 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 ouch. Okay, we're good. Let's talk about how professionalism relates to you. Did you know that you always represent yourself? Think about this for a moment. Think about applying for a job, or think about reputation. There are certain things... have you ever heard the phrase that goes something along the lines of, you're the type of person that my father warned me about? I'm pretty sure that there may have been a time in my life when I was told that by the father of a woman, a young lady that I was interested in at the time, back when I was a younger lad myself, shall we say. But that comes down to reputation. That comes down to the way that you present yourself and the way that people perceive you to be. And whether or not those perceptions are accurate is ultimately irrelevant. Because if you go in to apply for a job on Wall Street and you are heavily tattooed, wearing a cut-off shirt and leather pants that are showing your posterior, the odds are you are probably not going to receive that job on Wall Street, even if you are completely qualified for it. Presentation, professionalism. It's all about what you do and how you carry yourself and how people perceive you to be. For better or for worse. That's not up to me to decide. Moving on in the NCO Creed, and this is what I think is the most important, or at least one of the most important lines in the entire Creed. A few lines later it says, I am proud of the Corps of Non-Commissioned Officers, which probably isn't applicable to you. But then it says, and will at all times conduct myself so as to bring credit upon the core of the military service in my country, regardless of the situation in which I find myself. In other words, I will always act in such a manner that brings credit to myself, my family, my employer, my whatever. Anyone who is associated with me, I am not going to act in such a way so as to make them look foolish. And I think that's very important. Once again, that ties directly in with professionalism. The way that you present yourself and the way that you act is extremely important. Whether that be treating someone with respect, whether that be learning to accept criticism, whether that be learning how to be polite, whatever it may be, I think these are all very important life skills and things to incorporate into every aspect of your life. Talking about leadership is also important. Some people are leaders, some people are followers. And there's a distinct difference between a leader and a boss. A boss will tell you to go do something. A leader will say, let's go do something. A boss will say, hey Joe, I need that crate moved to the other side of the room. A leader will say, hey Joe, help me with this crate. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I hope it does. There's a difference between a leader and a boss. A leader is a character trait. It's a type of person. A boss is a position, if that makes sense. And the creed states that all people, all soldiers, are in a more broad sense, all people are entitled to outstanding leadership. And anyone in a leadership role should make it their goal to provide outstanding leadership. Do everything to the best of your ability. Make sure that your people are taken care of. Put their needs above your own, and I think that's very important as well. And I will admit, there are times when I fall short, and when I think just about anybody falls short when it comes to that kind of stuff. Wolves. Have I any bones? No bones. Aw, sad face. I'm really thinking that Craig biome. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Outstanding leadership. Live your life in such a way as to provide leadership and to bring credit upon those that you associate with. Be fair, be impartial when you are in a leadership role. Don't put your personal judgments, your personal beliefs ahead of what is right, morally, ethically. Communicate. Communication is another thing that's extremely important. When you are in a leadership role, when you have people who are under your charge, shall we say, it's very important to keep them informed and let them know what's going on. For those of you who follow me on Twitter, you know that I try pretty hard to communicate things on Twitter on a regular basis. I try to keep you guys in the loop as much as possible. Same is true of my videos. I don't always succeed, but I try to keep you guys in the loop as to what is going on, what the goals are, what the long-term goals are, short-term goals. If I end a series, I try to tell you why the series is ending. Usually. Sometimes. Probably not as often as I should. But communication is extremely important. Have friends, family, your employer, whatever. Communicate with them. Let them know what's going on in your life. Let them know why things are happening, why things are not happening. It's a very important life skill. Most things that fall apart because of inconsistent communication, whether it be a marriage, a friendship, a business opportunity, a mission, whatever. Whatever it may be, most things that fall apart because of a lack of basic communication. That is a fact. Simply the truth. If people communicated better, the world would be a better place. Finally, there are two more lines that I want to touch on. The first is, I will take initiative. And a village. We have found a village. I think this may be the first village that we found, actually. Hello, village. Let's see. Actually, I don't think it is the first village that I've found now that I think about it, because I do have some bee stuff in my ME system, but we'll take a peek. This is a very derpy village, like most villages, it seems. I got some bookshelves. Meh. I will take the potted plants. Initiative. Initiative is doing things without being told to do them. And taking appropriate initiative when you don't have other things going on is also a very important life skill. I don't think I can even get in there. That guy. Do we have bees in this village? Any forestry bee stuff? I'm not really seeing anything. Unless... no, that's another library. Once again, I will take the hanging plants, because hanging plants are cool, and I want them. But not a whole lot. I think we'll just leave that be for the time being. Let's see how we're doing on the map. Not too bad. Where are we on the map? Am I lost? I may be lost. Let us... Oh, we're up here. Okay. Okay, let's come up there and hit that area, just to fill that in. So initiative, learn to take action. Learn to take appropriate action. Do the right thing. Make sure you're doing something that's actually worth doing, that's productive. But if you learn to do that when you don't have other things going on, you will go far in life. And finally, and probably most importantly, in my opinion, the one that basically is the cause of my having this entire conversation with you, what I believe the most important line in the NCO Creed to be is this: I will not compromise my integrity nor my moral courage. I will not compromise my morals. If I believe something and I believe it to be right, I will not back down from it. It is that simple, and I think that is extremely significant and important and relevant to everyone. If you are doing the right thing, then you are not wrong. It is that simple. And I think that can be applied to many different things. There's a difference, also, it should be noted, there is a difference between the right thing and the easy thing. They are not always the same. In fact, usually they are not the same. Usually they are different. Just because something is right does not make it easy. And just because something is easy does not make it right. So given the choice between the right action and the easy action, you should always take the right one. You're watching this video because I firmly believe, and I am passionate about YouTube, so even though it would have been easier to take 2 months off of putting out a video so that I could not have to pre-record 2 months worth of content, I don't think that that was the right thing to do. And that's a very small example, a very foolish example, in fact. A much better example would be something along the lines of not giving in to peer pressure or not doing stupid things like driving while intoxicated or not taking your friend's keys, for example, or any number of a million different things. What in the name of all that is holy is going on here? What? What? Hold. What? I don't even know. This is screenshot material. That is something. Wow. This is a, interesting monument to something or other. I don't even know. I'm just gonna walk away slowly. I don't even know. I have a feeling that's probably from changing out mods, updating the pack, same save file, things like that. These things do happen. That's alright. But I want you to think about some of the things that we talked about, and I would love if you guys would weigh in. I want to have a serious discussion about this. I think it's an important topic, in a lot of ways. Hello, quarried stone from Railcraft. You're very pretty. I will take you. In fact, there's a lot of really cool stuff that you can make with this. So I'm going to gather some of this up. We'll be making use of that later. I want to have a serious discussion about what I've talked about. And I hope that you guys will weigh in if you have something to say. And if you guys don't have something to say, I hope that you will take the time to actually read everybody else's comments and have a mature discussion. And I emphasize the mature in the discussion. YouTube comments are notorious for being not very mature, but for the most part, we've done very well on this channel. Maybe it's because it's not massively large in size yet, and the trolls have not come out of the woodworks. Who knows? But for the most part, we do pretty well in our little community, and I'd like you guys to talk with each other about some of these things. Take some time and discuss professionalism and morality, and have an actual meaningful discussion. Something beyond the comments that you see all the time on videos. Something beyond great video or nice job. Because, well, I do absolutely appreciate those types of comments, and I can't thank you all enough for your support when you leave stuff like that. I want to see if we can have a meaningful, real, important, relevant conversation for once, instead of all of you guys talking just to me. I would love if you guys would talk to each other, and let's experiment and see how that goes. Because I'm away anyway. I'm gone. I'm not going to be returning for a while. But I think I've done more than enough talking for this episode, guys. I know it was a very talky one, and we really didn't get much accomplished. But I just had to talk about some stuff. I just wanted to get some stuff kind of off my mind that I've been thinking about for a while now, and I thought maybe you guys would have an interest in hearing it. If not, well, next time we will be back to doing stuff. So, fear not. I'm not going to have another talky episode next time. But guys, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Talk with each other. Talk with each other down below. Have conversations, develop relationships, be friends, be civil, be respectful. As for me, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Links in the video description, of course. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.